Folks, tonight, something unprecedented is occurring. Possibly the stupidest idea I've ever had. I have to go to church tomorrow morning. I don't know which church I'm going to, but I hope to wake at 8. And my dumbass is deciding I want to do the Constant Companions podcast right now. So let's just wing it, okay? It's just a 1 hour off the cuff, probably like 2 hours, frankly, because I'm going to probably be talking for about the same length as the albums. But off the cuff review of Constant Companions. The way I'm going to do this is like a little introduction section. The way I'm going to do this is I'm going to try to best save my thoughts about the actual composition of the songs, like till the end of the song. I'm going to be playing the whole thing, just save the composition for the end, but then like butt in where necessary, where I feel like I could add good commentary. I mean, it's probably going to be a lot, but I'll try to save my general thoughts to the end of the song so I can listen to it mostly unhurt, unchanged, like so it's not like overcrowding my thoughts. I can listen to it without speaking over it, and then give my opinions afterwards because I have a lot of opinions about this album, as you will see. Constant Companions. Let me give my now. This is the real intro. This is like the big introduction to the music. Constant Companions. I think it's an important album to me. I want to call it an important album to me because. So let me just give you the lore of how I discovered this album. I dabble in Vocaloid from time to time, and I'd known about at least Machine Love for a very long time. I kind of rediscovered it in August of no, not August, April of 2024, April 2025 actually, and I was playing it I was playing the YouTube version of it in my Colorado suite there, Colorado hotel, having a blast, and I kept listening to it for like a good bit afterwards. And I don't know where it was. I don't know if it was in the comment section or something, but for some reason, while I was at hockey, I discovered that I didn't discover anything. Someone in the comments said that it was a good album. The album itself was fantastic, and I'm a guy. If I don't think I've ever said this on tape or to anyone who knows, but I'm a guy who, if I hear a good song, then I will go out and listen to it. I will go out and listen to the album because if you like a song and you like the song style, if the artist is a good artist and knows how to make a good album, there will be many more songs of that style, of that consistency on that album. Hypothetically, it's not always true, unfortunately, but you have a good chance to find another 15 songs you like, another song to fall in love with, and maybe a new album that will change your life. And that that last option is what happened with Constant Companions. Actually, I'm lying to you. Constant Companions didn't change my life at first. I thought it was a great album. I could give it like an 8 out of 10, the original version. I thought that it was a little bit scatterbrained, that it was just a bunch of songs about love and all that. I didn't think it was anything deep or important. I just thought it was a good freaking album that I played a lot. And I heard about the deluxe in I think it was June that it was announced when Bird Brain came out, and I heard about deluxe and I'm like, hell yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I like deluxe. I like deluxes. The Malcolm Todd deluxe was fantastic. Why would I not be excited for this deluxe? And when I look at the track list, I see it all looks pretty normal. I like the new cover and everything, and I see a new track inserted in the middle of the album called Cloud Drop. Now, Cloud Drop, not a very telling name at all. it's a pretty it's a pretty inconspicuous name by Jamie Page standards, all things considered. I still don't really know why it's called Cloud Drops, thinking about it. I know Cloud Drop is my favorite song of all time. I don't know why it's called that. But it's pretty rare for artists to add songs in the middle of albums. Usually it's not for a bad reason. It's just not something you'd expect. It's like technically deluxe track, but it's not a deluxe track. And it's like you have to wonder, why is it being added? Is it just to? But if it makes the sequencing better, if it makes the album better, whatever, who cares? And then a bunch of bonus tracks, which are like, great, cool, that's what you expect. Little did I know, Cloud Drop would. This is spoiler alert. Spoiler alert here. Cloud Drop would go on to reshape my entire perception of the album and become my favorite song ever. But I don't, and that's like kind of, this is the, Cloud Drop is the climax. Like, this whole review I'm doing to review Cloud Drop eventually. Because here's the thing, you can't understand the album without Cloud Drop, and you can't understand Cloud Drop without the album. Cloud Drop, it is a miracle. It is crazy to me that Cloud Drop was made after the album's release, because it is like, it's the perfect tying thread for everything this album sets up, everything it puts together. It's like, it's the perfect little package, It's the perfect little package that ties this whole album together in a neat bow and makes it a masterpiece. And I love it. I love it so much. And it's absurd. It's absurd that it was added so late. But I kind of want to go through, I want to set up through this album what makes Cloud Drop so impactful eventually. If you don't already connect the dots yourself, I want you to go through my journey, the journey of listening to Constant Companions, because it is a journey. It is probably in the top 5 of my favorite albums of all time, if not the top 3. Just on, it's not Mozart. It's not Mozart. You can't lie and say it's Mozart, but in just the way it's created and crafted with such love and joy and passion, it's like I can't help but love it every single time I play it. And it's like, I don't have words to, I will express that throughout this whole 2 hours we're together. I don't have words to express it in a single sentence, which is why I have to do this. I can't express it in a sentence, and that's why it's so hard for me to write it down, because I can't think of individual words that form together to say how much I love this album. Hopefully you can hear it. Hopefully you can hear how it oozes through my voice as we go along. Otherwise, just take my word for it. I love this album a lot, and I hope you either hear this and go listen to the album yourself, because please go listen to the album yourself. But if you don't and you stick around, then I love you, and we will be in this together till the end. If anybody's listening by this point, I hope someone is. Maybe I'll edit this down. I'm not sure if I'm going to edit this down. Hopefully someone is. Otherwise, it hits my hard drive. Either way, I get my thoughts out on wax or on motherboard about how good this album is. It's 10 p.m. I have church tomorrow. I will probably not be done with this by before 2 a.m. But who cares? Price of fame. All right, let's get this started with Dyad.
Time apart, so I keep a record in my heart of all the waiting and the wounds I've done, a wretched little tale I've spun, because it's every day I'm waiting for more, a message from the opposite shore, some coded beeps that I can never unwind, and I'm not even sure that you mind. It's a repetition every day, just waiting on the words to say. God, I'm desperate to hear your voice. I wish I even had a damn choice, cause when I stare across the gap between our hearts, I wanna meet you and more. I wanna meet you in the middle. Baby, do you know what you wanna hear? Cause you can say the word, make it all so clear, or you can sit around, watch it disappear. But you don't even know what you wanna say. It only takes an instant to slip away. But if you grab a hold, make a grand escape. Singing.
Alright, first instance to prove why this is my motherfucking review. But I have to pause here, because it might be a little bit premature to mention this, but this is a very important moment of the album to listen to remember, at least. You'll hear it a lot more throughout this song, so maybe it's a little redundant to hear it at the first, but this is the first instance of what I personally call the dyad motif, but I've heard other people call it the constant companions motif. Jimmy Page is a protege of Toby Fox or something because she uses motifs a lot in these albums, and this is the most important album. It's the most important motif uh, you'll ever hear on this album, and it ties very closely to Cloud Drop, so I have to mention it. This baby, do you know what you wanna hear? Cause you can say the word, make it also clear. You'll you'll hear it a lot. It is extremely important. It's played a lot. I'm not 100% sure of the symbolism behind it, but think of it as like the tying thread between all the songs. It's the one thing that's like really like keeps them moving together as a single song, and it gains more significance as it goes on. Especially the lyrics that go on, "Baby, do you know what you want to hear," are constantly brought up again as like a central question that is being asked of Jamie. All right, let's get back to the music.
Dream together we can, dream together we can fantasize about the fairer weather. If we stay together we can stay together. Hold each other closer like we're birds on a feather. Dream together we can, dream together, baby. Ain't nobody gonna live forever. So we stay together, we should stay together. Hold each other closer like we're birds on a feather. Baby, do you know what you wanna hear? 'Cause you can say the word, make it
I've been going for a shot that's sharp, so I paint a target on my heart, hoping whenever strikes me true, so I can throw it back to you. Baby, aim is all I got to show. Give me imitation Cupid's bow, and I'm a fool without a firing zone. I just don't wanna be alone. Now I'm walking around the corner again, but I don't want the story to end. God, I'm desperately falling so far. I'll fall until it breaks my heart. No, I'm staring out the hole between my lungs. I wanna close it just a little. So can we close it just a little?
Baby, do you know what you wanna hear? 'Cause you can say the word, make it all so clear. Or you can sit around, watch it disappear. 'Cause you don't even know what you wanna say. You wait until your life starts to slip away. But if you grab a hold, let the message play. Singing, dream together we can, dream together we can fantasize about the fairer weather. If we stay together we can stay together. Hold each other closer like we're birds on a feather. Dream together we can, dream together, baby. Ain't nobody gonna live forever. So we stay together, we should stay together. Hold each other closer like we're birds on a feather.
I stare across the gap between
The sprawl and all the little things
the borders break and fall away.
to order from the disarray.
I understand what I should know. I knock an arrow on my bow, fire across the evermore. I shoot to hit the grand restore. All at last to land between your arms. I think I love you just a little. Maybe more than just a little.
All right, Diane, fantastic song. Let me preface this. All right, let me start this off like this. First of all, I don't remember where I read this. I might have been on Genius, but Jamie Page once said that like the choice to add Dyad as an intro was like kind of semi-arbitrary, but also like it was like the only one. She said something like it's the only one that really like fits the intro, and it's like, duh, like this shouldn't have even been a question that this was the intro, because it is like this was made actually pretty, as far as I know, this was made pretty separately from the album for like a different competition. I don't know if the motif originated from this song. It's the song I most closely associate with the motif. But like this is like the perfect song to start off the album. It's got like the themes of love and trying to connect with each other through love, trying to close the gap, and also that repeating motif. Baby, do you know what you want to hear? Because you can say the word, make it all so clear. Or you can sit around, watch it disappear. Hmm. And that's extremely important. And like the fact that this intro song repeats it so much and gets it so like set up so it's really primed in your mind and you recognize it the whole time because of this song. Like if you heard it in like Aggrandicize as the first song, you would not recognize it. This song hammers it in your face. It takes it, moves it into part of the chorus, and like it's like that is the chorus of the song. It's not a motif in the song. It's the part of the song, which is why I think I heavily associate it as such. Uh, Also like the verses tie into it too. You know. And anyways, this song is freaking fantastic. It's like the dream together thing, dream together, we can dream together. I love it. It's so bouncy. It's so fun. Like the themes of like the parts where it cuts out and Jamie and I think the Vocaloid, which is Henry, like when they're like duetting each other. It's so much fun. The guitar in the background rocks and it's really like carrying the guitar in the background rocks and it's making a very it's like a I don't know how to describe this. It kind of reminds me of Deltarune's use of guitars where it's like it uses it for just that like energy factor where it sounds cool just using the guitar. It's not a rock song by any means, but it's like the guitars add that edge and they add that power to the song that it needs to like be as explosive and energetic and fun as it is. And it's like so let me give you a little before I move on to the next. It's a great song. It's a fantastic song. Great intro. That's my thesis. Fantastic song. Great intro. Sets up the rest of the album perfectly. I listen to Dyad all the time. It's like I'm normally one that like when I'm trying to when I'm trying to listen to an album, I replay the intro track a lot. I play this song. I'd play this song anytime, no matter what. This is a fantastic song. I love Dyad. It sets up everything. It's great on its own. It's fun. The motif is used well. It's like this is the constant companion song to me. Now, little fun tidbit. I knew Jamie Page, and everything I knew about her was that she was just a girl. That's it. And so when I hear this random auto tune voice, I thought Henry was the Vocaloid. I thought Henry was Jamie Page, and I thought the the auto tune voice was like a weird male Vocaloid, like Kaito or something. No, that's Jamie Page. Jamie Page is a trans woman, and I did not know that, and it very confused me at first. Now I understand it. It makes sense. But as someone who'd only heard Machine Love and didn't know they were anything but a Vocaloid artist, the only thing I knew about them was a Vocaloid artist and a woman. So it really caught me off guard. I got used to it very quickly later on. Well, no, I didn't get used to it quickly, but I got used to it eventually. And I'm a fan of the voice now. I'm a fan of the voice. It's kind of refreshing to hear. This album is like a very even mix, if not leaning more towards Vocaloid. But I think I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me move on to Not Quite There, and you will. This album sets up a lot of things, including how much Vocaloid and Jamie Page's voice is used interspersely or like they're intertwined on this album, you know? Let's move on to Not Quite There.
Do you have some time to talk? I don't mean to make you stop. And I'm so sorry if it's hard, but I can't open up my heart. I want it to be real, but you don't make it much better. Locked in a box for half my life. I'm so sorry upon it. I wish that you could make me feel. And if you couldn't be better, but I'm adrift in my own time. And all I ever do is watch. You wanna feel it, but it's not quite there. You want the rush of a love unfair. You wanna feel it, but it's not quite there. It'll hurt you and you just don't care. Falling in and out of love, just can't seem to get enough of both sides. And you don't make it much better. God, I need to feel your touch. I'm a goddamn idiot for this time. But maybe it could work later, 'cause all I ever do is watch. I want it to feel bad, 'cause it would make it much better. Stuck in a loop, a part to play. Such a goddamn idiot. Baby, think about the pain we've had. We can save it for later. Maybe you can throw a hit my way. And if you're lucky, you can see what happens if you use my key. But if you knew Pandora's box, you never ever open this lock. And all you ever do is watch. You wanna feel it, but it's not quite there. You want the rush of a heart laid bare. You wanna feel it, but it's not quite there. It'll hit you and you just don't care. Falling in and out of love, why won't you just call my bluff? Tongue-tied, and you don't make it much better. God, I need to get fucked up. I could never get enough for this time. But maybe it could work later, 'cause all I ever do is watch.
Oh, did you hear that? Let's play it again. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the first instance of that motif, the constant companions dyad motif, being used in another song. I will not point it out every single time from now on, but I just wanted to make it known that this is the first one outside of dyad. It's pretty cool. Look, for comparison, let me play the original.
Baby, do you know what you wanna hear? 'Cause you can say the word, make it all so clear. Or you can sit around
All right, let's finish up this song, and then I'll give my thoughts on the full thing. Sorry to delay, but I think this is a monumental moment. Okay, not quite there. Track 2. Good track. I like how meandering this track is. I like that it's got that groove to it where it's like bum 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 bum. It's like taking big steps at a time, and I really like that about the track. I think it's a good contrast to the explosive energy of Dyad. I'm a big fan of like the first track is the introduction, it sets everything up, and the second track is like the it's the first track is like the springboard, like the launching off point. The second track should always be like the landing pad. It's like it's normal, it's comfortable, it's not too fast. It's like the Goldilocks. It's like really just the second track. I like to believe that the second track is the true intro track. The intro track is the intro track. This is the true start of the album. So I think this serves well in that purpose. I'm going to be honest here and say it took me a long time to get used to Jamie's vocal performance on this because I just thought they sounded so like smug or something. You want to feel it, but it's not quite there. You want the rush of a heart laid bare. Like it sounded a little bit corny to me at first. I got used to it, as I did with all things on this album, and now I think it's great. I think it serves the tone, the meandering, like poking fun tone of the song very well anyway. And I think it does well for itself. It can drag a little bit. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not like the perfect song ever. It's not in my like top 3 or whatever. I think it's a good song. It's a good song. As I said, it's a good second intro to the album with its energy. It continues the themes of love or reaching out for love but not quite being there. It continues what Jamie was talking about in the first song, where it's like wanting to meet their lover in the middle. It's like they're not quite there yet, so they're reaching out. Another thing I want to comment on in this is the use of the motifs. A lot of this song uses a motif from a song called Gummy Worm on their last album, which I actually learned after the fact and was quite a big shock when I played it. Let me do a little comparison run for you. Hold on. Let me listen to this.
I want it to feel bad. And if you're lucky, you can see. Oh, gummy worm, oh, gummy worm, oh, gummy worm, do I make you squirm?
A theme with a lot of the songs on this album are that they are kind of like spiritual or almost direct sequels to existing songs that Jamie has done in the past. And I think this is like supposed to represent this is a spiritual sequel to Gummy Worm specifically. I've seen this on Genius before. I don't exactly understand the lyrical comparison, but I think they both sound good on their own right, and it's just cool that they have a lot of motifs with each other. This whole sequel thing is also carried on within Aggrandicize, which you'll see later. Liaison can be seen as a spiritual sequel. I mean, let me take this back. Aggrandicize is, in my opinion, a sequel of People Posture Play Pretend. Like it uses a lot of that. Liaison might be a spiritual sequel to woman wrestling, and Bird Brain is 100,000,000% a sequel to When Spring Comes. But Bird Brain is a song on the deluxe, as anybody who knows the album would know. It's a spiritual sequel to, if not the direct sequel to When Spring Comes. It's like identical. I will play comparisons for all these songs when they come up, but I just wanted to mention that because Not Quite There might fit into that category too, although not as neatly. Jesus, my voice has been killing me. Anyways, let's move on to the third song, Rot for Clout, which is very, very popular of a song. And I have to preface this, I hated this song when it came out, but I'm a big fan of it now, and I hope you are too. Don't be scared away by some of the edgier lyrics. It's good.
Watch the blood get spilled. You can kill or you can be killed. It doesn't really matter what I feel. I would rather fake than make the pain real. Oh, take that smirk, wipe it off your face. So you would do the same shit if it let you change your fate. If life is nothing but an endless race, you bet your ass I'm getting first place. Please somebody get me out of here. Please somebody, won't you get me out of here? Oh, you can get me out of here. Yeah, that's right, let your dreams take flight. Watch the line go up, until it breaks right through. Goes a hole through you, you can feel it up, baby, feel it up. And all the meat will slide off the bone so nice. You can eat it up, until you're full of life. It's a goddamn vibe, baby, fuck it up, oh, we can fuck until the sun burns out. We can rot for clout. Die upon your hill. I live apart from love and goodwill. And when the pain comes calling for my head, yeah, I would rather hurt than be happy and dead. Oh, fuck your frown, baby, spare your grace. Now I'm wearing my crown, perfect framing of my face. All the details surgically replaced. It's a crying shame, a pathetic disgrace. Please somebody get me out of here. Please somebody, won't you get me out of here? Oh, I'm not getting out of here. That's right, let your dreams take flight. Watch the line go up, until it breaks right through. Goes a hole through you, you can feel it up, baby, feel it up. And all the meat deep fried with the condition side. You can eat it up, until you're full of life. On the edge of the knife, baby, cut it up, it all. Go the waking nightmare. I live a life so hollow that I'm not even there. Oh God, the light won't save me. Oh, I'm a perfect tempered instrument and life is gonna play me. Come and fuck me till the sun burns out and I rot for maybe not a single real reason. My blood's already out of season, so unwanted even by myself. Tell me what the hell? I don't like what's at my core. Pray to God to fix my soul, but I don't need God's forgiveness. I need yours. That's right, let your dreams take flight. Watch the line go up, until it breaks right through. Goes a hole through you, you can feel it up, baby, feel it up. And all the meat shall grind into pretty pink slime. You can eat it up, until you're full of life. Cut yourself up with a knife, baby, cut it up, it all. God, the waking nightmare. I live a life so miserable, it isn't fair. Oh God, the light won't save me, so let the end of the scene. Watch me going fucking crazy. Come and fuck me till the sun burns out and I rot for clout.
I'm crazy.
Crazy. Wait, am I coming through? Am I coming through on this? Okay, I'm coming through on this. Alright. This song, I'm going to be very transparent on this song. I hated this song for a while. This was actually, I hated this song long before I knew the name of Jamie Page. There's a chance I have been hating on the song since before I knew what Machine Love is. And let me put that in the past tense. I used to hate on this song. I always thought for the longest time, and I mean, it's still a little bit corny, but I always thought this was the most like corny song you could ever write. And it was super popular too. And it was just like hearing it's like, oh, let's fuck until the sun comes out. It didn't seem very intellectual to me in the most pretentious way possible. And I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. But it was funny. Same Great Falls trip. Same like hiking trip that I learned that Jamie Page was the auto-tune singer on these songs. But the same trip I realized this song's actually pretty good. Because, I mean, of course, this and it's like not like quite there. There's an aspect of corniness compared to like normal music, for lack of a better word, that exists. It exists, but it's like it's a thing you just have to come to accept, and it's not really a flaw. It's just part of the style of the album. And once you get that, and once you get down to the root of what the song is about, where it's like someone who's like trying to chase fame and influence over a normal life, and it's eating them alive, but they don't have anything else to do but that, so they just stick to it over and over again, and the song becomes a lot more enjoyable, where you can appreciate it for its musical aspects with like the fun choruses, the good verses, and just the overall message of the song, to where the corny lines, like about the ones about fucking, it becomes less of a edgy line and more of like to further show the degeneracy that's going on in their life to chase the fame. And I think it all ties together into a pretty good song. Obviously, it's corny, and especially corny when you don't understand it, and that's just not something you can take away. I don't think it removes that much, especially when there's a lot of things you can point at and say, oh, it's corny. You could point at the entire Vocaloid thing and say it's corny, like singing, duetting with the Vocaloid, it's corny, this and that and that, and the other thing. And it's like, I think if you're doing that, you're missing the point of the album. You're not listening to the album to have a good album. You're not appreciating the experience. And I think that was a good lesson this song taught me about the album itself. Also, this song, first song that features heavy use of Kasane Teto is the full name. I just cut Teto or whatever. Very popular. Big reason this song blew up, because Teto was and still is the most popular Vocaloid out right now, next to Miku. And this was like one of the big ones. This is one of her most popular ones. This might be her second most popular song. This might be her second most popular solo song outside of Machine Love, which is why I heard about it, why it got so popular, why I thought it was corny. And thesis statement, it's corny, but it's good. I like the effects. I like the story it tells. And it's a good head bob, I would say. What is the next song? I've seemed to have slipped my mind. It's actually 4:30 the next day, if you can tell. I'm gonna cut this out. Hold on. Where's the album? I don't know where the album is. I'm not cutting this out. I lied. What is the next song? Oh, I Wish That I Can Fall. How could I forget? That song is extremely important. This is an extremely important song that's coming up. I Wish That I Could Fall. I hope you like this one. I might cut it down because, you know what? I'll play it. I'll cut it down if I want to cut it down. We'll see.
To spend a moment at your beck and call. Oh, I would give my world to you. I live my life in simple repetition, but I would start again if it did you right. Oh, I spend my days, my fists against this wall, and not a single sound seems to make it through. Count down my fingers, all the grand admissions, and I can't make it through a single time. All I wanna do is to do you right.
All right, let's start with what's important about this song. This song is another one that's a good one to remember. It is This is the one that is referenced a lot. It was a single before the album. It's one that's referenced a lot throughout, especially the "All I Want to Do Is to Do You Right" becomes important later on. It's important. This one really establishes the themes of like it kind of expands on dyad, but in a different way, where it's like really going the extra distance, going to commit everything to your partner, to really be a constant companion. But something like that, where it's like it's going the extra mile, committing your life to your partner, looking out for their best interests, all of that. It's like the expansion of like the true love themes that have been going on through this album. It's like if Dyad was reaching out, there's not quite there, and then this is like an affirmation of their feelings towards their partner and their dedication to their partner, right? And I think it does well in that regard. I have to say, and this is something that still irks me a little bit now, this song is too long. It can be cut down by a couple choruses very easily. I understand it's important. I understand the chorus is good, but it just doesn't need to be this long. It doesn't. There's no reason for it to be this long. Maybe in a single format it works, but when it's album, it always drags just a little bit. And there's not too many songs these days that I'm like on this album that I'm like, okay, we need less of that song, but we need a little bit less of this song. If you want to do me right, then cut it down a little bit. I don't need all that. It's too many choruses. You get the point across. The song doesn't vary enough in style to be going on for like 5 minutes. How much is it? Let's see if I have a cooked attention span and this is really short or not. No, it's 4 minutes and 30 seconds. You don't need to run the song that long. There's not much that needs to be said. But that's like my only criticism. That's one of the biggest criticisms I have on this whole album. So I don't have that much to say that's bad about this album. But like that's one of the things where it's like, come on, we don't need to do that. This is not a Glaze review. It's not all Glaze. I don't like how long this song is. All right, next song is Cadmium Colors. This is another one that took a while to grow on me, but I think the message of it is very cool, and I connected more of the dots recently. So I will go into that after the fact, but I really like Cadmium Colors. And it's also one of the users, it uses a lot of motifs and themes, which this is one of the songs I will butt in on a lot. So be prepared for that. Here we go.
I spend my hours doing alchemy. I mix my yellows and my blues to make a shade of green. Prosaic practice of depravity, suspending innocence above their disbelief. I wish that I could paint a pretty picture onto everything and leave a mark upon the wall that felt like anything. Maybe that's the essence of an artist and their legacy, just chasing down a sense of infamy. Put brush to canvas with a pirouette. A simple motion makes the consequence intricate. All the little nothings in my parapet. I hope it's something that you don't forget. Cadmium red is the ground beneath. Cadmium orange everything I see. Cadmium yellow is the air I breathe. Cadmium colors painted inside me. I can make autumn from a single leaf. Steal a fine picture like a first-class thief. Make the water work like you won't believe. Find a new world that can set you free. How could anybody ever live like me?
All right, I'm just gonna butt in here because I want to explain something that I had no idea what this meant for the longest time, what this course was talking about, but it's very cool. So basically, this song is about it's metaphorically about Jamie's relationship with her music and how she does it to stay alive, but it's also killing her, and you can hear that throughout the lyrics. But this whole cadmium colors thing, it's not there for no reason. It's not a fancy word. Cadmium, especially like the red, orange, yellow, that's the main pigments. It's a type of like it was used in paint in the 1800s, and it's important because it's extremely toxic, which is why it fell out of use. But from my short insight reading into this, it's like it's a type of color that you can't really get anywhere else. Like nothing has been able to recreate how good those colors are, even though it's toxic. So it's like the the metaphor that's being used here is because she's using the cadmium colors, it's poisoning her, it's hurting her, but nothing else can match that. Whether that be in the quality, the production of the art, it's like it's killing her, but it's also nothing can replace it at all. Which is, I think that's a really cool metaphor to have in a song, and it's crazy I only got that now. But see, I've been gushing over this, and I don't even know the whole thing. So let's keep going. But I just want to point that out because that's really cool.
I spend my hours doing alchemy. I make a lot from finding zinc inside the smeltery. It's not exactly where I want to be, but one thing doesn't matter when there's more to feed. I wish that I could paint a pretty picture of a fantasy. I'm tired of feeling good or living for my family. Instead I make the metals and the pigments in my reverie, and maybe that can be enough for me. Oh, isn't it funny facing destiny? It's like a knot inside twisting my heart. So it's got I want for nothing but identity. I think that's something might be wrong with me.
This section to me embodies like the main idea of the song, where Jamie or whoever if the character is supposed to represent Jamie feels trapped by their art, where like they're doing it for their family and to make a living, but that this turning it into a living, which is what I hear from a lot of creators, turning their hobby into work has caused them to feel trapped by it. And it's especially ironic in this because this art is what you use to express yourself and to express your passions, but because she's turned this art into a job, she's losing her identity in the very thing that's supposed to express her identity. See, folks, this is why I got a 5 on my AP English.
Cadmium red is the ground beneath. Cadmium orange, everything I see. Cadmium yellow is the air I breathe. Cadmium colors painted inside me. Integrate fever 101 degrees. Chat in my body with a gentle breeze. Damn it, I am real and I have my dreams. Watch me burn brighter till I fail to breathe. How could anybody ever live like me? Baby, do you know what it's like to die? To see the spark of hate from inside your eye. I can remember what it's like to feel all out of me. Can't even feel it in the moments that you left with me. I keep the bullet in the chamber, mocking me, but I don't wanna feel it coming out of me. I spend my hours doing alchemy. I mix my yellows and my blues to make a shade of green, chasing impossible philosophy. I'm hoping that this poison ain't the death of me. Cadmium red is the ground beneath. Cadmium orange, everything I see. Cadmium yellow is the air I breathe. Cadmium colors painted inside me. I can make autumn from a single leaf. Steal a fine picture like a first-class thief. Make the water work like you won't believe. Find a new world that can set you free. How could
boy, there's a lot more I still want to talk about. All right. So, first of all, these last sections, I wanted to make a pause in the middle, but it all ties up in one. All right. I think this is an incredibly important one for the themes that we'll hear throughout the entire, and I think the original themes, because remember how I mentioned at the start that Cloud Drop was made after the album? I think that what Cloud Drop will be, what you'll hear Cloud Drop talking about later, already exists in this album, just not as clear. So this last section talks a lot about suicide and thoughts of suicide due to like this poison that they're coming with. They're using these trap thoughts, this loss of identity leading to suicide. This line that's from this an earlier song that Jamie Page made. I think this is the original Woman Wrestling. I keep a bullet with your name inside my. I keep a bullet with your name inside the chamber against my head and whatever. It's like there's a lot of this suicidal imagery where it's like she has a bullet ready for a rainy day, and it's mocking her because it's like all of this pain she could end it in an instant. She keeps it around. It's mocking her, but she's scared to die. She keeps saying she's scared to die, but then throughout this, when the dyad motif comes up again and again in this section, it reminds her that she doesn't need to die. It's like a symbol of that companionship that keeps her alive, where it's like, where then she goes from, I hope this poison isn't the death of me. I keep a bullet in the chamber for a rainy day, but what's the point in planning for it anyway? I've got too many colors for a shade of gray, and I can make it autumn every single day. It's like that rebound of thoughts where it's like, I don't need to do this. I have a reason to live. I'm a person too. And it's like not giving into the soul-crushing work that she has to do. And I think that's a good way to close the song. It's a good little arc that it goes through, from like being like going through the depression of the job to going down to like such a dark place, and then coming back up through the thoughts of love and companionship and the realization that they're special, right? And I think this is a very good arc. It's referenced later on, and I think this was supposed to be one of the central themes of the album, right? And you'll see it come up again in My Darling, My Companion. But it's self-contained to this song. And we will go back to these themes very heavily later, okay? But I think Cadmium Colors, I still think, depending on the mood, it can drag a little bit. I think it's different than I Wish That I Could Fall, where it's not like, it doesn't feel meaningless to me how long the song is. Every verse, every chorus adds a new section of song that helps fill out the story. But I still think it can sound a little repetitive if you're not in the mood. If you're not listening intently for the story, just casually listening, it can sound a bit repetitive. I will not lie in that regard. I used to not like the song that much. I've come around on it, which seems like a common theme. But this is a good song. It tells a good story. And as I said a second ago, we will revisit these themes later. Not for a good bit, but later. Alright, on to the next track, which is one of my personal favorites on the album, Breeze Blows.
Breeze blows through the window, open door. Feel that chill roll down your spine. Another day, it's always more. Breeze blows. Feel the wind
All right, I have things to say about this song. Okay, so the first thing this song, it's important to note, is that it pretty much reveals that there has been two people these songs have been about. There's the main person, I think, which is supposed to be Jamie Page, which is, I think, Cadmium Colors. Run for Clout may be more loosely connected, but definitely them. Not quite there. That's all. That's all her. And then there's the other person, which sings "Breeze Blows" and "I Wish That I Could Fall." And this song is mostly about it's like the partner's perspective of what has been going on throughout Not Quite There, throughout Cadmium Colors, where Jamie has been down. They've been losing their spark. They've been feeling burnt out, torn down by their work to the point where they want to die. But then you can hear it in this song, like, for example, winter's chill comes round again, piercing through your very soul, a frozen void at autumn's end. A big part of this, notice how in the last song, Jamie said, I can, in the big hopeful part at the end, she said, I can make it autumn every single day. Autumn Every Day was the name of her older album, which is like, it's a big reference. Also, autumn represents like her comfort zone, her safe space, where she wants to be in life. And when autumn is ending for her through all this like trial and strife and the poison, there's a frozen void there. But what Breeze Blows is about is their partner confessing to them that they can rely on them, that they want to bring back that spark, that they want to end that. And you can see that coming true at the end of Cadmium Colors, where through that dyad motif, through the constant companions, through that memory and the warmth of their lover, they bring back that spark and they make it autumn again. When you tire of cold, on this song it says, when you tire of cold, I'll be your warmth anew. See? They can rely on their partner to bring back the good times, to keep them safe, to keep them warm, to keep them out of the muck and mire. It's like they're relying on each other. They're meeting in the middle. It's like it goes with all the themes of the love and the connection, and the big theme that it's pushing, where you can rely on your companion and when you're in strife, when you're feeling troubled. And this is a theme that comes up again and again and again. We've seen it on almost every song except Rot for Clout, which is a very depressing song, but I don't know how much that one connects to the overall story. But there is a tying thread through all of this. The Constant Companions motif is tying it all together. It's a reminder. It's beautiful. This whole thing is beautiful. I like this song. The song stands alone, but it also stands as another puzzle piece informing you on the entire story of the album, on the entire core of the album. Beautiful song. Let's talk about the actual music. I like the toy box sound of it. Like, it winds up at the start. It's got the twinkly thing about it. I think the song glides and sounds more like pretty than most of the songs on here, where it's all been dramatic or upset. This is like a breath of fresh air, a nice breeze in the chaos. That's just, it's floaty, it's fun, it's drifting, so it's not like, there's no high stakes in this anymore. You can listen to it and enjoy it no matter the context, no matter the time, which I really love. And that's why this was one of my first favorite songs. But as I go in, it's like, it's more complex. It's always more complex than it seems on the surface, which is what is a hallmark of a good album. It sounds good on the surface, and when you dig in, it sounds better. And that's what's so great about this. All right, I think I've said enough about this song. The next song, Aggrandicize, which I will, at the end, go over its very much similarities to another song that Jamie Page has made. But we'll talk about that afterwards. Aggrandicize time.
Jamie Page is mid-AF. Like, sincerely, who listens to this shit?
Tell me I can be a star, a pretty lyric that can go so far. It helps me reason with the things I feel, 'cause under sunlight they can seem so real. I want to have you on me, rebuild me on the daily, erase me from your memory. And look, I'm wonderful and so brand new. Oh, I can grow so big, pieces falling into place. could be a star, but wishful thinking never got me far. I'm not beguiled by the stagnant life that I don't run on, only love and spite. So baby, watch me bleed, I bleed, and I bleed till I'm nothing, so you can fill me up like new. Oh, I can grow so big, yet I never end your view. Isn't that just so fucking sad? Maybe there is nothing I can do except dream of you. That maybe in another life I'd be your destiny. But I just think about the way we are, the knife in my heart. So I stay caught up in a daydream, making up a memory, wishing you could stay here with me. We could grow so tall, redwood cinnamon on high. Doesn't it sound like paradise? I want you want me, but I catch you indirectly. My heart's been broken up for far too long, but I still try to find itself in song. I'm caught up in a daydream, and I'm present only slightly, but I stay tethered to the backbeat true. Yet I've no rhythm when I'm faced with you.
Jamie Page is goated with the sauce. Watch her bust it down sexual style.
Maybe there is nothing I can do except dream of you. That maybe in another life you'd say, join in the play. But I don't mind it if it stays unheard. The world will still turn like sunlight melting in the afterglow. My heart still knows. So when I'm caught up in a daydream, making up a memory, wishing you could stay here with me.
I left this way boy from the reverie, making better memories, ones where I don't need you with me.
Taking off the AP English lens for a second, I do not have an original interpretation of the song that I came up with without doing research and with other people's opinions. So I will start this by talking about what I think of the song. I think the song is great. I didn't like it at first because I thought it was kind of generic, and without understanding any of it, it is. But as with a lot of things on this album, as I listen to it, as I listen to more of the beat, more of the flow, and what it's actually referencing throughout the song, I think it's solid. I think it's a solid Jamie Page song. It's not as unique in comparison to her other songs, especially on this album, but I think it serves its function well as a good Jamie Page song. I think what this song is heavily referencing is a song called "People Posture Play Pretend" that she released in 2022. Like, listen to this comparison of the flow. It's identical.
My heart's been broken up for far too long, but I still try to find itself in song. I'm caught up in a daydream, and I'm present only slightly, but I stay tethered to the backbeat true. Yet I've no rhythm when I'm faced with you.
It's subtle, but like it's very much there, and it drives me crazy every time I listen to the songs. I always have to listen to them back to back. But I really wanted to point that out. All right, I think it's a good song. Granted Size is a good song, but let's get into the media literacy because we need to. I've been looking into this album so hard that we can't leave this without tying it into themes, right? I'm an AP English guy. I got to do it. So the interpretation I found online, which I tend to agree with, is that this is Jamie's like. Oh, my roommates are still here. This is Jamie's experience like trying to become an influencer before realizing that she doesn't need that and she can just find that comfort in her partner. Same as we've always been coming over. Like, for example, start of the song, in a TikTok voice, like representing like a TikTok video. She says, Jamie Paige is mid AF. Seriously, who listens to this shit? It's like supposed to be mocking her. It's like a funny thing. And then the lyrics, like, tell me I can be a star. I'm wonderful and so brand new. I take this image and I stretch in the chorus could represent like taking her online persona and either inflating it to be like to play into it more, or try to stretch it out into something bigger and to like to aggrandicize whatever that means. Exactly. Maybe there's nothing I can do except dream of you. It's like all she's thinking about is fame, and every second I have to know the pain in me grows. Like, because she's not that big, it's hurting her. It's like she feels like everything is for nothing. Another one is, they always told me I could be a star, but wishful thinking never got me far. It's like, it's because it's literally saying like, I always been told I have potential for greatness, but I can't do that on my own. So I got to keep trying, got to keep pushing forward, which could be tying to Cadmium Colors again, where it's like she's pushing herself to the brink. This is all she does, and it's killing her. And also, loss of identity is here too, because on the song it says, so baby, watch me bleed and bleed till I'm nothing, so you can fill me up like new. She's killing herself and killing her identity in order to fit more into what this bubble wants of her, right? And at the end of the song, it's almost exactly like Cadmium Colors again, where it's like, my heart's been broken up for far too long, but I still try to find a self in song. I'm caught up in a daydream. I'm present only slightly, but I've no rhythm when I'm faced with you. And it's like, it's realizing like, I'm trying to find myself in song. I'm trying to do it. I'm trying to get big, but none of it matters when I have you, because I'm cool. I'm cool with you. I'm cool with myself when I'm with you, which is mirrored by right after that. It goes back to the TikTok voice saying Jamie Paige go to with the sauce. But notice how in that line it doesn't say, oh, Jamie Paige is big. It doesn't say Jamie Paige is famous. It says Jamie Paige is goated. There's no fame to do with it. She's accepted that it doesn't matter about the fame, and it matters that you love yourself, and matters that you think you're great. And I think that fits in with the rest of the themes. I have to admit, it's not my interpretation, but if I were to give an interpretation to it, I think that's a pretty sound one. Ties into the themes of finding acceptance in yourself through your partner. All right. I'm sorry for the lackluster analysis, but I can do better in future songs. Liaison is up next. Another one of my early favorites. Just another one of my early favorites. So just leave it at that. Well, I'll bring into my thoughts later. All right, let's go.
On rampart shoulders rests the head of her lover tender. Redwood forest, such a quiet comfort as a pink and violet ray breaks under the covers they wrap. Arms together, tangled up in one another.
Intermediate, don't forget, in the middle of a simple silhouette, I can be your liaison. Something simple you can settle on. I can be your liaison. Go ahead and put the record on. I can be your liaison. Something simple you can settle on. I can be your liaison. I can be your liaison.
She lights up midnight and she sees
the moment I begin and neverness manifest as a shadow of a simple silhouette. Don't forget, only human I perceive and I regret. I regret. Cause all I want is someone I can call my home, and to be someone you can call your very own. I keep a bullet with your name inside my zone. I can be your liaison, something simple you can settle on. I can be your liaison, play the record, we can sing along. I can be your liaison, something simple you can settle on. I can be your liaison, I can be your liaison. I keep a locket with your name upon thy throne. I know you'll always have a moment for a punch-drunk soul. So hold me closer, baby, never let me go. And we'll be dancing to the rhythm of the metronome.
And it's almost as if it's either Jamie Page is hammering in the themes or she's listening to my review where we're piecing them together in real time. Because this is the most direct song tying into that you can always rely on someone theme. Like, literally, the chorus of the song is, I can be your liaison, something simple you can settle on. That is the whole thing this album has been talking about the entire time. It doesn't get more direct than that, folks. Alongside a very, very enjoyable chorus. I just love the way that the Vocaloid sings this song. It's like, I can be your liaison. Like, it's like that, like, vocal, I don't know what to call it. But the way that song is super, super fun. And I love that a lot. I think the instrumentals are great. It carries a good energy. It's one of the more, like, upbeat songs, but it sounds unique in the way that it's delivered. I like that this is the only, like, song that uses this Vocaloid. It's like it's a breath of fresh air with the choice of Vocaloids when a lot of it's been Tedo, Gumi, Anri, all that stuff. So, like, seeing a third party in the mix is very nice. It's just, I think how fun this song is and how uplifting and how direct it is in its message just makes it a very easy song to enjoy, and that's why I like it. That's why I liked it so much. It's one of my early favorites and still is one of my favorites. I listen to it, I come back to it often. It's not as deep or easy to pick apart as Cadmium Colors, for example, but I think it is good in its function. It serves as to, like, really throw you the message of the album if you haven't noticed it yet, and it serves to give you a good time, which I always appreciate. All right, next song is Object of Affection. No, it's fine.
That was good.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh, disobedience, your progeny woke up again, all full of insolence, unfit to glance the sovereign. He whiles the time away with petty acts of mutiny. A heart of heresy, a surest sign of lunacy. Purest in its ecstasy, temptation of atrocity. Denied a sense of agency to further aims of royalty. Forbidden phrases spoken clandestine hypocrisy. They killed the prince to be the perfect little packages, disposed of when it's finished. Bearings free from cartilage, no beating all within it. A guided metamorphosis, but she won't get the memo. You're the object of affection, hold me tight. In the spellbound insurrection, we fly by night. If the sunlight stays behind us, out of sight, be my object of affection by candlelight.
Be my object of affection by candlelight. They don't even know what they wanna from helplessness, devoid of intuition. She pulled its cork on consciousness. Simulacra sensitive and thoughts left out of order. Subservience is consequence, in time it will get better. Mage of Black, a heretic who saved her from her reverie. More freedom than she's ever known, a self-imposed identity. The weight of ego crashing down the spiral towards it. Her cheek is cradled by a hand of pure machinery. Uncharted empathy, she
Perfect little packages, so easily outfitted. Woman function fluctuate, no committed. So malleable, the passion blue for what these feelings felt for.
You're the object of affection, hold me tight. In the spellbound insurrection, we fly by night. If the sunlight stays behind us, out of sight. Be my object of affection by candlelight.
They don't even know what function fails to show. Betwixt the status quo, the only thing they know that we've been born anew, so perfectly askew.
Perfect little packages wrapped up in contradiction. Metal moves organically, a sick and twisted fiction. But maybe what you're missing is that twisted point of view. The outline of your atom cast in cadmium colored hues. No holding up to scrutiny, possibly obtuse. So come and join the artifice, we've left a spot for you. I swear it on my honor. You're the object of affection, hold me tight. In the spellbound insurrection, we fly by night. If the sunlight stays behind us, out of sight. Be my object of affection by candlelight.
All right. Hey, look, it's the song that I referenced at the start. Get it? Perfect little packages. I'm so funny. All right. This song, another one. It's like I don't know how to interpret this. I know things about the song and what it references, but I don't know how to interpret it and how to interpret the lyrics. I've seen things on Genius. It doesn't make much sense to me. I will tell you what I do know. This song is good. I think the chorus is catchy. It's got that same. This is the song that sounds the most like the red and green cover of the original. This is what I think of with that. I think the perfect little package is so perfectly outfitted. I think it's good. It's very good. I think the way that the instrumental changes up and the way that the vocals are always shifting between each other makes it very unique compared to the other songs. It's like it's what Dyad does, but not so clean. It's constantly moving between voices, and it makes it interesting every time with the different vocal effects. I'm a fan of the song. I do know that this is like a parallel or like a sequel to the song on Jamie Page's older album from 2017 called Autumn Every Day. There's a song in there called Honor Majesty, which is basically like this song takes almost all the aspects from it, the flow, a lot of the hook. Like it references the hook one time where it's like, I swear I'll make it worth the while, never anything less than free. Like that's straight from the hook of Honor Majesty. And there's a lot of symbolism with like princes and princesses, but unfortunately, I don't understand the connection between that. That's me being honest. I should probably do more due diligence as a reviewer to get it, like I did with Aggrandicize, but it's just not calling to me or whatever. So I don't think the symbolism of the whole thing is that strong, but I think it works well enough as a song. It's fun. It's good. Now, the important thing. I want you to note the song we just left off on. It's very like happy. We've come off of Liaison and Breeze Blows, and like we came off of Liaison, Aggrandicize, which are like they have like themes that can be you can when you read into them, they're not like the happiest themes in the world, but they're pretty. All these songs sound pretty happy. We came off of Liaison for we came off of Liaison. So I want you to note the tone of this album right now, because it's going to shift badly, like 180 here. Let's recap what we've learned so far on this album. So, going over the themes of it, exactly what the title says. It's all about companionship. It's about finding joy through your companion, finding hope in dark places through your companion, getting your spark back, and holding on to life for your companion. It's all about sticking together. It's all about the love and the friendship that comes with it. That's the through line throughout this entire thing. You see it in Cadmium Colors, where the story is spelled out. You see it in Liaison, where literally the partner is like, I can be your liaison. I can be your safe space in the dark, which you see all throughout. You see in Dyad the themes of wanting to meet in the middle, wanting to stay connected, find that true love, and that motif from Dyad is used throughout the album to represent that companionship, to represent all of the themes into one little musical segment. That's the through line. It's the thread. And it's all going to culminate in this next song. All of it. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And I think it works very well on its own, but when you have the whole album behind it, it's absolutely beautiful. I don't even know. I don't have the words for this yet. I'll try to see if I can ramble something out afterwards. I don't have the words for this yet. I want you to hear this. This is Cloud Drop. I love this song a lot.
Driving and my head is held askew. Every time I cross the roadside, it always feels a bit too soon. Not a single thought inside me that isn't burned with self-abuse. And if I couldn't even help myself, I wonder what's the use.
Windows echo phonemes out towards our point of view. Watch them falling on the outer roads, all beating black and blue. I could talk you dead for hours, God, I'd give my world to you. So remember, all I wanna do is to see you riding off the other way and drifting out of you.
Sometimes I beat myself to death over past time. I keep a bullet with my name against my head. From 4th to 5th I feel the seatbelt crush my insides, and wonder how it's gonna feel when I am. Baby, do I know what it's like to fear? Just living for the day you can disappear. 'Cause living anywhere's better off than here. But I don't think you know what it's like to die, to see the sparkle fade from inside your eyes. So if it's up to me, you won't learn this time. Wheels slide on pavement down the road I've never known. I drag the knife up on my everything, then carve the meat to bone. I wanna cut myself to pieces, rend myself with sticks and stones. But if I kill myself tomorrow, I wouldn't have the chance to know.
Let the bass go.
Sitting down inside raindrops falling down. Peel my body off the pavement, set in concrete, solid ground. What's the point in loving anything if you won't be around? Awful thoughts might break me, so I simply stare in awe. All the tensions hit a fever pitch, and then the chord resolves. On the outside of myself, a eulogy and constant ball. My companion staring down the edge, and wishing she could fall. What the hell is wrong with me? I spit towards the light. I can't hear the words I wanna hear if I let go of life. So I sit and watch in silence with my heart and appetite, knowing all that I could ever want. All I wanna do is to do you right. Dream together we can. Baby, do you know what you wanna hear? 'Cause you can say the word, make it all so clear. Or you can sit around, watch it disappear. So darling, do you know what you wanna say? It only takes an instant to slip away. But if you grab a hold, let the message play. I'm not scared of dying, I'm just scared of running dry. I wanna save myself from sorrow, thinking pain is justified. And if I leave this mortal coil, I deserve to feel some pride. I don't want to die tomorrow, I wanna live my fucking life. I want to fly. Drown out the atmosphere, we'll dance the night away. You've got far too many colors for some hopeless shade of gray. With the clouds that block the sun, I'll never seem to overstay. Find the northern star and navigate. Grab that wheel and break away.
Hour 9 of driving and I'm hopelessly askew. Every time I greet the cliffside, I never seem to follow through. So when I turn myself around, I hope I'm facing you.
Man, what an emotional gut punch, huh? Can you believe that song came after Object of Affection? And there's still two more songs to go on the main album? It's absurd to me. The first thing I thought when I heard this song in full, when I was driving around, I just played this song in the car. I just played this album front to back in the car because, as I've said before, I like to play things front to back. I believe albums are works of art. You don't take a chunk out of the Mona Lisa. But point is, I played this front to back, and when I played this song, and I got to the end of this song, I was floored. I couldn't believe what I was listening to. Just how emotional, how powerful, how much of a story it tells, how much of like a crazy climax this is. And it's like there's two more songs left on the album. I can't believe it. And this was a song that did not exist. You would go straight to My Darling, My Companion, which is absurd. I can't believe it. This is such a pivotal song, such a powerful song. It ties the whole album together in a single piece, and it's not even the last track, and it wasn't on the original. It's actually it's crazy what an accomplishment this is. And it's one of my favorite songs of all time. If not, I could say it is my favorite song of all time. I have a lot to say. This is the crux of the review here. Man, where do I begin? All right. First of all, something that I've been wanting to say the whole time, but I thought was only appropriate to say starting now, is that I think this song has existed within the lines of the entire album since it came out. It's like when you read into it, you get most of the themes of the album and the themes of this song within the lines. But it doesn't really smack you as anything. You can just it's just the theme of the album. You just hear it. You hear it and you understand it. You don't feel it. You don't feel what the intention was behind this theme. Cadmium Colors, for example. Cadmium Colors, I think, is the original Cloud Drop. You see a lot of comparisons between it. You see a very depressed Jamie talking about how she's losing herself, how she wants to die. But then you hear the Constant Companions motif kick in with the memories of her partner. And then she realizes, no, I don't want to die. I can come back. Everything's great. I can live through my partner. It's why I have a reason to survive. And Cloud Drop is that same thing, but like remade and reshaped with all the motifs that have been building up, all packaged into one explosive, beautiful song that just every time I've had this, every time this song has come on my playlist, or I've played it, I've shed a tear. It's absolutely beautiful. What I want to do now is I'm going to play it again, but I'm going to pause where I want to. I'm going to pause a lot to talk about individual sections that I really love and what I love about them. Strap in, because this is a 7-minute song every time. And if you don't want to hear me ramble for a while about something I love, leave now. If you made it this far and you're going to turn it back now, I would be shocked. But this is where it's going to get. I'm going to talk a lot here, and there's going to be a lot of pausing. It's going to be like I'm Dante here. So, all right, let's second listen through. I'm going to be gushing over every second of this.
Of driving and my head is held askew. Every time I cross the roadside, it always feels a bit too soon. Not a single thought inside me that isn't burned with self-abuse. And if I couldn't even help myself, I wonder what's the use.
All right, first pause. First of all, I want to say I absolutely love the instrumental for this track. It's like the way that it has the best progression of any song on this album, where the guitar comes in. It's the first like heavy guitar that comes in since Dyad, if I remember correctly, and it invokes those things, but it's rising all the time, so it's really setting up for that climax, and I think it does that perfectly. And like it just progresses and adds those synths, changes keys. It's like the way it builds up the whole time. I love it. I also really, really love, this might be my favorite, like, for lack of a better pop music term, flow of the whole album. It's like, hour 5 of driving and my head is held askew. Every time I cross the roadside, it always feels a bit too soon. Like, I think just the way it rises, it mimics the beat where it's like down and then it's rising up. And it almost sounds like Dyad in a way. It sounds like an evil version of Dyad with the way it's sung. And I think that's fantastic. I love the vocal effects on Tedo and the way that she's tuned to where you really feel like that she's not having it. She is not happy. The way it's tuned compared to something like Liaison, there's no happiness. It's just straight, like the way the emotions, it's almost like a real singer. the emotions are really put through in the tuning of this, which I appreciate a lot. And this is from the perspective of the same person doing cadmium colors. This switches a lot, so I'm going to notice that.
Those echo phonies out towards our point of view. Watch them falling on the outer roads, all beating black and blue. I could talk you dead for hours, God, I'd give my world to you. So remember, all I wanna do is to see you riding off the other way and drifting out of you. Sometimes I beat myself to death over past time. I keep a bullet with my name against my head. From fourth to fifth I feel the seatbelt crush my insides, and wonder how it's gonna feel when I am.
Alright, first thing to note here, this is the first time we get a full image of the setting of this song. What's actually going on. What is happening is Jamie Paige, or Cadmium Colors person, is going to drive off a cliff. That they're going to commit suicide by driving off a cliff. It's a little out of nowhere compared to the whole bullet imagery the whole time, but it's the same thing. They're pulling a trigger on their life, and that's the image that gets pulled up a lot. First section of this, it's coming from the I Wish I Could Fall singer, which is they're reaffirming the same support they've given the whole time, where they want to give their world to you, but it's important that they say, all I want to do is see you riding off the other way and drifting out of view, which is representative of them not going off the cliff, not taking that plunge, just turning around and riding off the other way. It's not driving away from them, it's driving away from the thing that will kill them. And then it moves into this awesome combination of vocals that makes it really powerful. That comes back to get back to Jamie, where I keep a bullet with my name against my head. They're not considering their partner. They're not considering anything. This is the closest thing they can get to. They're killing themselves over their own thoughts and their own actions. It's not, I keep a bullet with your name, because they're not thinking about them at all. It's only them. It's against their head. They're going to pull the trigger, and it's got their name written on it. They're literally killing themselves in every sense. And it goes from fourth to fifth. I feel the seatbelt crush my insides. That's from fourth gear to fifth gear, which is where you get the car imagery. And wonder how it's going to feel when I am, and it's cut off. But this is calling back to Cadmium Colors, where it's like, baby, do you know what it's like to die? Which is referenced again later on. But this is directly coming from that sense again. They're wondering how it's going to feel when they die, but it's like, and I think the slow down, the cut off, is meant to represent that moment over the edge where they're in the precipice between deciding to do it and pulling off. And this is a critical moment, which is why it increases again in energy right after this, because it's just getting more critical by the second. All right, keep moving.
Baby, do I know what it's like to fear? Just leave me for the day you can disappear. 'Cause coming anywhere's better off than here. But I don't think you know what it's like to die. To see the sparkle fade from inside your eyes. So if it's up to me, you won't learn this time.
All right, bam, we're back in full dyad mode. This is the first time it's been so present in a very long time. Like, it's the first, we're back. We're back in the most important part. All the themes are coming back together. This section is awesome, because it's the first time this is referenced so intentionally to call back to dyad. It's been used as I said before, the through line. This is the first time it's come back and tying everything together. This is like the pinnacle of that motif. With where all the lyrics are changed, it's got a point. And the Wish I Could Fall girl is saying, baby, do you know what it's like to fear? Just live for the day you can disappear, because damn it, anywhere is better off than here. It's like trying to say that they understand what they're going through. They understand what they're feeling. But then they go into, I don't think you know what it's like to die. If you see the sparkle fade inside your eye, but it's up to me, you won't learn this time. Where they're trying to say that I understand how you feel, but I don't think you understand what you're doing. And it's not good. They're really trying their hardest. It's expressing that this is the last thing they want, and that this is the worst thing for them. It's like a desperate cry to someone who can't hear, that this is not what they want. And it's foreshadowing later on how this singer feels, how the singer would feel if Jamie died. And I think this segment also goes to further the themes of relying on your companion, relying on your partner, because they're trying their damnedest to try to save them, try to do the same thing they did with Cadmium Colors, where like they just or Cadmium Colors, or with Liaison, or with any of the songs where they're reaching out for help to help them. Breeze Blows, for example. Breeze Blows is the song I'm thinking of, where they're trying to say, oh, I can be the spark, I can be the fire. But as we heard from earlier with I Keep a Bullet with My Name Against My Head, they're not thinking of anything but themselves when they're going to throw themselves off a cliff. So that their partner is terrified. And even though it's sticking to that theme of relying on your partner and your partner reaching out to help you, it's like it's futile, which will tie into another message of this song that will happen later.
We'll slide on pavement down the road I've never known. I tried the knife up on my everything that's gone to me to bone. I wanna cut myself to pieces, rend myself with sticks and stones. But if I kill myself tomorrow, I wouldn't have a chance to know.
Let the bass go.
Alright, this is where the segment hits an absolute peak, where they've almost decided they're almost completely tipped over the edge on they're tipped completely on. If there was a precipice earlier, it is almost completely on the side of killing themselves now. They're going down the road and they're saying that I dragged a knife upon my everything and carved the meat to bone. I personally interpret this as what it's saying in Cadmium Colors, where it's like everything they've done to themselves has ruined them internally, and they feel like there's nothing left of them. I want to cut myself to pieces, round myself in sticks and stones, where they feel all the stuff that they've done to themselves, that I've dragged a knife upon my everything. They've done this to themselves. I think it's where like they feel drained, they feel terrible, they feel like they've lost everything, and it's all their fault. And I think this is also a rare point where it kind of ties back to the imagery in Rot for Clout, where they're cutting everything up just to stick to the influencer life, almost. A Grandicize could tie in there too. I'm just reaching a little bit, but there's a lot that can be dug out of this, considering this is the precipice of the album. And then at the end, it says, if I kill myself tomorrow, I wouldn't have the chance to know, with have being cut off in the end, because there's a moment of hesitation, which is important. They wouldn't have the chance to know. And that's also important because it ties into that original dyad motif, like the original. Baby, do you know what you want to hear? That question is the ultimate question throughout this entire album. And if they kill themselves, they wouldn't have that chance to know. And this is the first moment of true hesitation in this. And it's represented by that little pause in the middle, which is a fantastic addition for a Vocaloid song. When there's nobody behind, they could just let it go, but no, they pause it. I think that's great storytelling right there. All right. And then we hit the second section of the song.
Sitting down in silence, I approach the speed of sound. All my ignorance made manifest, like raindrops falling down. Feel my body off the pavement, set in concrete, solid ground. What's the point in loving anything if you won't be around? Awful thoughts might break me, so I simply stare in awe. All the tensions hit a fever pitch, and then the chord resolves. On the outside of my
love this section so much. All right, let me start off with just the first things you're noticing when you hear this. First of all, Teto's voice is like extremely compressed during this, which I think is a perfect fit for the mental state that Jamie is in right now, and also just the state of this being like this is currently taking place inside of her head right now. This is what she's thinking. If what will happen if she drives off the edge. She's playing through this scenario in her head, and I think the hopelessness of the situation, how crushed she is, and this state makes the compression in her voice a perfect fit for this. She's sitting down in silence. I push the speeders down. All my ignorance made manifest like raindrops falling down. Ignorance, all the bad thoughts and the things that she's done, that she thinks she's done to herself. She's still doing it, but she feels like she's lost here. And peel my body off the pavement, set in concrete solid ground, which is she's dead at this point. She's dead. And then it cuts in full, not compressed at all. What's the point in loving anything if you won't be around? The way that I interpret this line coming in again is the way that I interpreted the dyad motif coming in constant in cadmium colors. It's like a sudden flicker of memory of what they might be doing to their partner out of nowhere. And after that, it's an interesting line. It's one of my favorites. Awful thoughts might break me, so I simply stare in awe. And no, I think what's happening here is it's a flip, because the awful thoughts that might break her are the thoughts of her partner that might break her resolve to kill herself, which is why I think the stare in awe is part of that hesitation. It's like what's considered an awful thought here. Everything is so twisted and warped that an awful thought is a thought of wanting to live. All the tensions hit a fever pitch, and then the chord resolves. This is the very typical view of what she thinks suicide is going to do for her. Like all these stresses, all these tensions, all these problems, it's just over. It's ended when she hits the ground. And then it cuts forward to her funeral. On the outside of myself, a eulogy in constant Paul. And then my companion staring down the edge and wishing she could fall and wishing I could fall. This is the moment of no return. This is the second time that the dyad motif plays during cadmium colors. This is the moment where she comes to her senses and realizes, wait, this person that I love, that loves me, I can't do this to them. I can't let go of life because of my own problems when I have a partner who I can confide in, who needs to confide in me. It's selfish, it's irresponsible. The quote unquote awful thoughts break her at this point. And then we move on to the next stanza of this. What the hell is wrong with me? I spit towards the light. I can't hear the words I want to hear if I let go of life. And it's like, this is what I said before, where it's like she can't be with her partner anymore. She can't answer any of the questions she's been looking for. Dyad can never come true. They can never meet again if she dies right here. It's not what she wants. It's not right for her. She loves her partner, and she realizes that she realizes everything that the album has been talking about this whole time. Everything that we've been going over for this last hour or something, she has that moment where she realizes it all at one point. So instead, I sit and watch in silence with my heart and appetite, knowing all that I could ever want. All I want to do is to do you right. She realizes what she does is she doesn't do it. She doesn't commit. That scale that was so close to killing herself tips all the way over, and she just drives past, because she realized that she just wants to do right with her partner, like her partner wants to do right with her, and that they can fix everything. Right after this, you'll hear it. It goes back to Dyad, where it just has a short line from Dyad where it says, "Dream together, we can." They can dream together. They can rebuild. They can fix everything together. She can confide in her partner. She has a liaison. She has hope in her life. And that's when everything turns around in this moment.
Dream together we can.
Baby, do you know what you wanna hear? Cause you can say the word, make it all so clear. Or you can sit around, watch it disappear.
Now this part I love, as I do all these parts. This is the dyad motif coming back roaring, completely loud, completely in your face to represent how everything's come roaring back to life. It's like this is the clearest that the message has ever been. This is the moment I've been seeing a lot of this album and a lot of this song. A lot of the song is just this whole album compressed into one package, one perfect little package, where all the things that we've been noticing, this is the culmination of every single time this motif is played throughout the entire album. It's all rushing back. It's like she just heard the entire album before this at once. It's the same as before, except now we're hearing what she's hearing. And it's like, so, baby, do you know what you want to hear? You can say the word, make it also clear. You can sit around, watch it disappear. Like, that is exactly what this whole thing is about. This is exactly what this whole song is about, what this whole album is about. It's like, you got to take action. You got to reach out to save yourself and to find what you want in life, to make it autumn every single day. And then the second part, darling, do you know what you want to say? It only takes an instant to slip away, but if you grab a hold, let the message play. It's like you got to grab hold of what you want. You got to grab hold of life in this, you know? I think this is the best usage of it on the whole album by far. It's so beautiful. And it's like when I heard this, every time I hear this, it's chills. It's absolute chills. I love how it roars back to life. It's like the amount of energy that comes from this. This is the part where I start tearing up because it's just so hopeful. It's so beautiful.
I'm not scared of dying, I'm just scared of running dry. I wanna save myself from sorrow, thinking pain is justified. If I leave this mortal coil, I deserve to feel some pride. I don't want to die tomorrow, I wanna live my fucking life. I want to fly. Drown out the atmosphere, we'll dance the night away. You've got far too many colors for some hopeless shade of gray. With the clouds that block the sun, I'll never seem to overstay. Find the northern star and navigate. Grab that wheel and break away.
I think this part is an excellent callback to the similar themes of Cadmium Colors, where it was part of the lyrics in that song talk about like I don't want to feel the bullet coming out of me. They were scared of dying. That was what was holding them back. Instead of and then in this song, in this part, they realize what their true fear is, which is what they felt in Cadmium Colors that caused them to do it originally. Instead of them running dry and losing themselves, instead of taking that feeling and running away from it and then using their fear of death as an excuse to not instantly give up, they're now not realizing that what they're really scared of is that fear itself, and they're gonna do something about it now. They're not gonna what they say in the next two lines. I want to save myself from sorrow, thinking pain is justified. And if I leave this mortal coil, I deserve to feel some pride. Where like they're not going to take the easy way out anymore. They know what they need to do. They're going to take life into their own hands. I don't want to die tomorrow. I want to live my fucking life. I want to fly. It's just a bold declaration of just they want to live. They're not going to kill themselves. They're not going to feel terrible. They're going to drag themselves out of the hole, kicking and screaming, and save themselves. This is the part that really gets to me. I've been in dark places before, and it's just like coming out of this stuff. It's like it's so beautiful. Stuff like this is so beautiful, and I know it's a song, but it's a real story, and the way it's told is beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I have no words for it, but it's beautiful, and it's not over. And there's 2 more songs left on the album. There's 2 more songs left. I can't believe it every time I say it. There's 2 more songs left on this album. All right, let's get through this song.
Hour 9 of driving and I'm hopelessly askew. Every time I greet the cliffside, I never seem to follow through. So when I turn myself around, I hope I'm facing you.
This section, quiet, more serene, coming straight from the voice of Jamie, with no other duets or effects on it. I think this grounds the song in an important way. Like, the fact that it's just coming straight from Jamie at the end just really shows that nothing that's staying in this song is fiction. Nothing is, it's exaggerated, it's turned into song, but nothing is fiction. It's all everybody in every, despite that it's coming from a Vocaloid, it's all been Jamie this whole time. There's nothing fabricated. It's just expressed, which I think is a good thing to remind people of in such a bombastic song. And when you know the Vocaloid so well, it's easy to forget that there's an artist representing. And I think this is like reminding, hey, this is me, this is my story. Just a little reminder of that. And I also think that the way this is presented, she doesn't sound happy. She doesn't sound as gleeful as she did the Vocaloids did during the motif. It's like hour 9 driving hopefully askew. Every time I greet the cliffside, I never seem to follow through. So when I turn myself around, I hope I'm facing you. I think this section is important because first of all, it's a conclusion to the story before, where you've proved they've turned away from the cliffside. They don't do it, but also they're not healed yet. They haven't killed themselves, but they're not back to normal. They're not perfect again, which I think is very important because people think that if once you escape this, once you stop, it's like once you have one good day or one good moment, then you're fixed, but you're not. And I think this shows that just the memory of their partner and deciding to want to live doesn't make everything better. That you're still going to struggle, you're still going to suffer, you still need them to help rebuild, which I think it's extremely important for tying the message of the song together and keeping it to where you need to rely on your partner. You're not able to, you need to pull yourself out of the hole, but once you're up there, you're not going to be good on your own. You need to keep applying those lessons, keep staying in that, keep those thoughts in your head, or else one mad day you can be right back there. Every time I greet the cliffside, I never seem to follow through. This is something that has happened over and over again, but when I turn myself around, I hope I'm facing you. Through their partner, they're working through it. They're working to heal. Every time they do it, it's a different cloud drop. But eventually, it gets better, as we'll see in My Darling, My Companion.
My darling, my companion.
Well, I don't know you, or at least you feel a million miles away.
My darling, my companion.
I want to share my secrets, and I want my faith and love to save the day.
My darling, I'm a constant.
This burning ache inside me, and it's screaming that I always bring me down.
You feel that to you breaking, and keep your signals out so inside our side. You talk for a lifetime. Your heart got played in red lines. My pigment turned out for you. My companion, don't think just let me shine through. More than your comprehension. I hope you know I
My darling, my companion.
I wanna know you. Have a gentle heart inside a fragile shell.
My darling, my companion.
The sacred maw of yearning. It'll eat up every essence, every cell.
My darling, I'm a constant.
So hard to trust you. I hold out for the breakthrough. It never seems to reach you.
It's got too much to handle. But I know if you're around, you're never by yourself. I've been here before you knew me. And then without a body. We both know what we've been through. My companion, don't think, just let me shine through. More than your comprehension. I hope you know I love you.
I'll find the colors within my outline. All the things left behind. I'll find the inside that I left outside. Greet myself with a poet's mind. And I'll chase the ghost from my heart. Beats lifeline. Look where dark turns to light. I'll find the inside that I left outside. Fill this vessel beyond my bloodline. Learn to call myself mine.
If love will find a way, then love will find a way. Love will find a way. If love will have a way, then love must have a way. Love will have a way. If love will find a way, then love will find a way. Love will find a way. If love will have a way, then love must have a way. Love will have a way.
Maybe you could stay here just a little longer. Make the time pass slow. Maybe you could make this last forever. And you could be my lover. So feel the warmth and the breeze on your face. Ain't it a sweet sensation? Oh, it's a great big grand restoration. All love and adoration. Oh, to be a constant companion.
This right here is a good song. I think I see this song as like a wrapping up. It's amazing that this we have another song after this, because this song to me is like it's everything. Jamie Page is going over the lessons she's learned from this. It's like what's it called? The song starts off with her being honest about how she feels to her partner and why this happened in the first place. I don't know you, or at least you feel a million miles away. I want my faith in love to save the day. Where she's saying that we've had problems, but I want to put my faith in you now, and so that we can rebuild this and start healing. Yeah, this burning ache inside me, it's screaming that I always bring me down. Going over all the negative thoughts that she's had about herself throughout this entire album. And then the companion comes up and says, "You think until you're breaking and keep your single solemn soul into a sound," and then goes into the pre-chorus. "You've toiled for a lifetime. My darling, my companion, don't think, just let me shine through more than your comprehension. I hope you know I love you." They're like almost exchanging vows again, dedicating themselves to each other, making sure that they can grow past what has happened, all the terrible things. And then is a big declaration. "I'll find the colors within my outline," which is a callback to both Cadmium Colors and Cloud Drop, where I've got too many colors for some hopeless shade of gray. They're trying to find those colors again. Look where the dark turns to light. Try to have an optimistic mindset. Learn to call myself mine. And it's just all these beautiful declarations of I love I love myself, I love you, and I will trust in our relationship and my constant companion to save the day. Bang. And it there's also there's another section in the second chorus. Teto comes back, the same voice that was prominent in Cloud Drop. It says, I try so hard to trust you, I hold out for the breakthrough. It never seems to reach you. Which is, I think, I think that one's a specifically Teto, at least in retrospect, to represent the darker thoughts or the thoughts that led to the more extreme action, where it's like I really tried to reach out and I tried to stop before I got to that point, but I couldn't. It didn't seem to reach you. It's like being really playing about it wasn't working. It's like what was said in the start, but more direct and more harsh almost. And then they come back. It's far too much to handle, but if you're around, no, if you're around, you're never by yourself. If you're alive, I always have you. You can't handle this alone. And sometimes it might not be enough to handle, which is why you might get to that point sometimes. But as just remember, and it's what they said before, remember I love you. Remember you're never by yourself. And that's, you got to stay alive. And I think it's beautiful. This is a great bow on top of it. It's a good sequel to Cloud Drop. If love will find a way, then love will find a way. All this absolutely beautiful song, and I always see it, and I love like the production on this song because it sounds like fireworks at the end. It's like a really like, oh, we did it. It's a big celebration and everything. And I'd like to point out that Cloud Drop was not on the original album. You went from Object of Affection to this, and when you have it with Cloud Drop, this song sounds like a direct sequel. This song sounds like it couldn't exist without Cloud Drop. Like it would make no sense without Cloud Drop. And I didn't get this song until Cloud Drop came out. It's absurd that Cloud Drop is like, I think if you took Sing About Me off of Good Kid, Mad City. Like, how do you do that? It's so essential to the album that it's inconceivable this album existed without it. But with this song neatly tying everything up in a bow, this should frankly be the last track. Machine Love after this, I love Machine Love, but it sounds like a bonus track compared to this because Machine Love is a song about something completely different, written I think in a vacuum. That's not referenced by any other songs. Doesn't reference any other songs. And when this ties up Cloud Drop, the climax so neatly, I think Machine Love sounds a little out of place on this, which is almost fitting that it comes at the end next to all the other bonus tracks because it sounds like one. And I love Machine Love a lot, but it almost doesn't fit in the album anymore. It fit more in the album when Cloud Drop didn't exist and there wasn't such a neat thread between the songs. There wasn't such a neat story. It's like when it's less cohesive, then you don't mind it. But now that it's more cohesive of an album, it sounds so out of place. But I still love Machine Love, and I'll talk about it. You know what? I'm done with this. This review style has been exhausting. Or maybe it's just really hard to make a review for this album because I have too much to say about it. I don't think I will write a review about Constant Companions anymore. I lied. Maybe I'll just post this. I think I get it across well enough. I don't know. This has been extremely exhausting and extremely time consuming. And my voice hurts. And I'm not having fun anymore. So I'm done. Who knew trying to put your bubbled up thoughts into words could be so bad? I thought it'd be a lot more fun than this. But I guess it isn't. It'd probably be more fun discussing it with someone who feels the same way I feel instead of trying desperately to convince you how to feel the same way that I feel. Whatever, I'll keep crying a Cloud Drop and it'll all work out.